Good evening and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. I am Aaron. I am your game master. And once again, it is Friday night and my night in the GM seat. So we are going to be returning to Free League's Dragonbane game, where if you watched 2 weeks ago, I almost killed two players and was so close to getting Jeff too. But everybody survived because they're big damn heroes. So in case you need a little refresher, the session started with the party back at the Three Stags Inn after the morning stretch was spent shopping and training. After lunch, the group decided to go back out into the town and do some more travel preparation. It was well into the afternoon shift. Everybody was heading off, except for Stormhand, who decided to go up to his room and continue to study because he felt that his session in the morning with Traneth didn't go very well. So he was looking forward to going back and trying to get some additional training with the Mystic. So we saw Sir Galahop and Absu made their way to the smithy and met with the dwarf Olcald and her brother Balinor in order to purchase some additional gear, while Truly and Clara went back to Master Olvar's shop for camping supplies, rations, and to see the livestock. Jory, Master Olvar's son, was there on site at the shop and helped Clara gather the tents and goods and other camping supplies that they needed. But then things went slightly awry as Truly and Clara were escorted out to the stables and the corral by Jory. Truly took a look at the donkeys and immediately claimed that they were demonic zombie donkeys. And since Jory had raised them from the time they were foals, he was pretty put out by this, and pretty put out by the insinuation that he wasn't good custodian of the animals here. But he was still going to go ahead and sell you a couple of donkeys. And you were looking at dogs, and things were on shaky ground already. And then Truly made it clear that she wanted to ride one of the dogs. At that point, Jory, who was a dog lover, looking at his dogs and looking at Truly, realizing there was no way she could ride one of those dogs without seriously injuring it, basically threw her out. But they did walk away with all their supplies and two donkeys named Jake and Elwood. The group then reconvened outside of Olvar's shop. We were into the evening shift now, and the sun was setting. And then out of nowhere, it was completely eclipsed by foul sorcery. Absolute darkness cloaked outskirts in its cold, cloying embrace, and even torchlight struggled to illuminate the party. Absu then recalled from the legends of her homeworld that occurrences like this were deemed to be demonic omens, and they were often the presage of an incursion by greater demons into the world, and that these demons would often target places of worship, temples, holy people, and healers in order to weaken the resistance of the common folk. After hearing this, the party realized they needed to get to the temple area, so they blindly groped their way up the stairs, but they were a little too late when they found the body of Traneth, his throat a ravaged, pulpy ruin, laying outside of his hut. As the party came to grips with this horror, they were attacked from high above by a greater blood demon. The fight was brutal, but in the end, the team prevailed, but not without some serious injuries. Once the demon was killed, it basically disintegrated and was sucked back through space-time to whatever world birthed it. The moment the last particle of it left this world, the eclipse ended, the smothering darkness lifted, and a normal starry night returned. And that is where we are going to pick up in that very moment. The stars come back out. You didn't even realize how muffled sound was, but now you can hear the clanging of the watch bells, and you can hear different members of the watch from around the town calling out. But we're more concerned about Absu and Clara, who, although they are no longer dying, are still in very rough shape. So what I need from Ashley and Melissa first is a constitution check. Now, of course, unfortunately, both of them have maxed out all of their conditions, so it will be a Bane. Ooh, and Clara rolls a demon.
Oh,
That's the only one.
And Absu rolls a demon. All right.
Oh my God.
That's not good. That's
No.
not good.
I don't think anything different happens. It's just a fail, I think.
It's just a fail. It's just a fail.
Oh no.
But so you're coughing up blood. Absu, the boiling blood that is still seeping out of your fur is still sort of evaporating, and there's this cloud of bloody mist around your head. Clara, you're still feeling the crushing blows from the fall and the other damage. But let's see, since both of you are going to walk away from this with a severe injury, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh. Got a 12.
A 12.
Oh, I don't know why your thing came up with my name. I was so confused.
That's weird.
That is weird.
A 10 and a 12. Okay, a 12. So, Clara, you have these deep wounds. It's probably some internal bleeding. And what that means for you mechanically is you have a Bane on all strength and agility checks.
Oh, no.
And such skills inflicts 1d6 points of damage to you.
Now, crap. I don't like this.
No, that's bad. That's like one of the worst ones, really. Roll 2d6 for me.
Oh, this better be Snake Eyes. This better be Snake Eyes. Better be.
Not bad.
Okay.
3 days. So for 3 days.
3 days. All right.
That's not too bad.
Man. How many combats are we going to get in 3 days?
I don't know. We're going to see. And Absu got a 10. So you suffered a concussion. So you're a little fogged in. You're feeling a little sleepy. You got kind of a reverberation in your ears. Your eyes feel like they're shaking a bit. You have a Bane on all intelligence-based skills. And give me a 1d6 roll.
It sucks because Absu's like, she's like our scholar, right? So like,
our scholar.
God darn it.
I got 3.
All right, so you have a concussion for 3 days, and Clara will be suffering from deep wounds for 3 days.
Yeah, this was like the worst that it could have been. Like if it was like if Clara got the intelligence thing, it'd have been like whatever. She doesn't really have too much with that.
That's rough. I mean, there's some like permanent severe injuries, but they like reduce a skill by 1 point or 2 points, but you can still improve those skills. So it's semi-permanent, I guess. But yeah. So deep wounds, I think is probably the worst one on the list, in my opinion. Let's just see how many combats I can get you into in the next 3 days.
You're welcome, everyone. We are testing this out and seeing how it goes. And I'm making myself a big note. This
might delay our departure even more, since we can.
I will point out to everybody at home and the party that you are aware that cultists were dispatched from outskirts to go to the Temple of the Purple Flame to recover a piece of the statue of Elbath that you need to get into the tomb. So you're on a bit of a clock, so to speak, but who knows how many pieces of that pie are already filled. However, you see now, as you're tending to Absu and Clara, Sir Galahop, and Truly's there with you, you see a member of the Watch running up. You don't recognize him. It's not Hardy, but who goes there?
Hey, we need some help over here. Hey, come over here. It's Galahop, and it's drained. It got drained.
This was it a demon?
It was a demon. It was like flying around in the air like that. Eclipse is kind of using it to hide itself. We took care of it though, but like we ain't looking too good either. But we're looking better than Draenith. I know.
Unfortunately, none of them survived.
Well, was there any? So we didn't hear all that, Aaron. So I'm just gonna kind of, yeah.
So the watch officer says, as well, killed the halfling couple, the Chubby Cheeks, before it was driven off and killed by the members of the watch.
So the halfling couple at the Chubby Cheeks. Did I hear that right?
So sad. So sad. That's what I heard too.
Okay. What about what's the name of the inn we're staying at again?
Three Stags Inn.
Yeah, Three Stags. What about the Three Stags? Anything go on there?
No, from everything we can tell, there were just the two in town. The one that you fought off here, and we didn't know why the other one attacked the bakery and the mill, other than try to disrupt food supplies.
All right.
And that's my working through. This is so far above my pay grade.
Well, you're gonna need to get someone out here to take care of Drain at whatever kind of funeral rites and rituals you all observe. I need to get mine back to the stag. You can see they ain't doing so good, and we gotta check in on Stormhand and make sure nothing happened to him. I don't like it. Lots of bad things just happened, and I wasn't nearby. God, I'm just like getting really. He's like mad at himself, you know. He feels like he screwed up again, but he'll like start picking people up, like, and he's busted and bruised and bleeding, but like he doesn't care. He's just sort of like whoever needs it worse. Like Claire, you look probably the worst, right? So I'd be like, truly, take Absu's hand. I got Clara. Let's go. So trying to like get people.
Where is my mother? And then you just hear as Absu, as she's trailing along behind Truly, she's calling out for her mom, Kishar, Zababa. And she just keeps calling and calling as she's looking for her mother. And she's like holding her head, and clearly like she's got blood and stuff on her.
Gotcha. So Galop's like, yeah, we'll look for her later. Don't worry, I'm sure she's fine. Like, let's go. Just don't let go of her hand, Truly. So yeah. So carrying Clara, Truly's got Absu's hand, and we're like, we told the guard to take care of the Drain of the situation, and then we wanted to go check in on Stormhand.
Sounds good. So
you know what would be really good right about now?
A jumping contest.
No.
Don't laugh. No. Don't laugh. I'm sorry. No. When I get nervous, I make jokes.
Yeah. Could use some, like, food makes everything better, I think.
We're going to an inn. We'll see if we can get you a sandwich, okay? Just or like a piece of fish or something, whatever you cats eat.
Something. It helps with healing, right? Right?
I don't know. Like, I just hit things, okay? I just hit things, all right? So let's just stay quiet, conserve your strength, and
I'm sure Stormhand's fine. It was better that Stormhand was back in the inn and not
but
out
what if
with all of us.
It attacked one of the other inns. What if next time it attacks the one that he's in? All right, so like, no. We gotta
I'm sure
get
he's
back
fine.
there.
And Clara passes out from the pain.
Yeah.
So you're slowly making your way down these stone stairs. You can literally feel your heartbeat in your ears. You're at the point of absolute exhaustion. Your muscles are fatigued. You're bleeding. But you make it back to the Three Stags Inn. You see as you're approaching that the lights are on, shining through. The door is open. You hear the sounds of people in the tap room, some arguing, some crying, some laughing, and you hear the clink of glasses. But let's check in with Stormhand. So, Stormhand, you've been up in your room studying, really focused on this for the last several hours. And you did not even realize this eclipse happened. You did not even realize this cloying darkness had descended on Outskirts. You were so focused on your studies and your meditation and turned inwards that none of this even was a blip on your radar until you felt there was a pounding on your door.
Yes, come on in.
And Von Hild sticks her head in. Are you all right, sir?
I'm fine. Is there a problem?
Indeed, the demons attacked the city or the town, and the night turned to absolute blackness. Were you asleep?
Demons again? No, I was entranced in my poetry reading.
Oh, well, others are going in, are collecting in the tap room. For safety's sake, but if you would like, I can just leave you here. Your friends are nowhere to be found as of yet.
They can handle themselves. What about our dwarven fella? Is he here?
Yeah, you see the guard. He's standing right out there. Ulfrir Vargerson is just standing. He's like, everything's been quiet here.
I should help if something's gone awry. Need to know.
Well, the stars are back out now, and I can hear the watch bell, so I'm figuring whatever was going on has passed by, but absolutely feel free.
If you join me.
I've still got to keep an eye on my other charge, so.
Then I'll wait outside.
All right. So as Stormhand, as you're coming down into the tap room, actually, that is when you see Sir Galahop stumble through the doors with Clara in his arms, unconscious. Her fur is caked in blood. Her wings are drooping. Truly is leading her in by the hand. She looks befuddled. Almost like she's not actually there. She's not focused. Her eyes are kind of rolling in her head. Her neck seems kind of loose. And on Clara's body, you see these just deep bruises are beginning to form. Even through the fur, you can see like this discoloration of these large, deep, bloody bruises and wounds all across her body. And Sir Galahop is looking almost as bad as the others, but he's still on his feet.
Oh my, you guys gone through hell and back.
Yeah. Hey, you all right? Oh man, I was so worried. Like, yeah. You get hurt? Anyone attack you? Anything happen here?
No, I just heard a word. It's been quiet at this end.
Okay. Well, it wasn't quiet outside. It was dark. Dang sky, man. It just sort of like went black. It didn't drained this dead. Found some like flying demon. These two numbskulls try to fight it up in the sky. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. We took care of it. Like, Clara ain't so good. I don't know if Apsu knows her name, so
I don't like to sleep inside. And then she just collapses on a nearby table, just snoring.
Oh, wait. I think she's got a concussion. I don't think we're supposed to let her go to sleep. So he walks up and just kind of smacks her on the face a little bit. Hey, wake up! Wake up!
I don't want soup. No.
I agree. I hate soup. I don't understand it. It really frustrates me. Just like fundamental. I'm not getting distracted. What happened here, Stormhand? Like, you
Did
okay?
Someone say soup?
Oh, for crying out
Stags in,
loud.
it's fine. We should call Dranith, the healer.
Dranith is dead. We just left Dranith.
My mom is dead.
Dranith,
I
your
mean,
mom.
she's been going on and on about a mom. Like, I think her mom is actually dead. I really don't. I don't want to pry, but like, she's not there. She took a bad hit.
I should take a look at them. I'm the next best healer here, I think.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna get some food for Clara so she'll shut the hell up. She's been just mumbling about sandwiches since I picked her up.
She must be fine then if he's talking about food.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm really not.
And we'll drag them inside. I'll take a look, try and treat their wounds.
Okay, so you get them inside, and you're taking a look and dealing with their wounds as best you can. I will say this with both of your severe injuries, if at least for one shift a day you get medical attention, someone with the healing skills actually looking at it, it reduces the total time that you suffer from the severe injury in half. So basically, if you get treated tomorrow and the next day, halfway through the second day, or as soon as you got that second set of treatment from the medical professional, you would be fine. So it would cut a full day off of your severe injury concern. So we see Stormhand is tending to Clara and Absu, and Sir Galahad, you go up to the bar to order food?
Yeah, I check in. I'm just like, we get something, whatever you have. It could be bread. I don't care. Like, it makes it feel better.
You see Von Hild there. She's like, I heard a rumor that the healer Draneth was killed. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. The demon tore Draneth's throat out. Like, we tried to go help, but we were too late. He was dead when we got there.
I don't know if you did everything you could.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Maybe.
Did you hear that the chubby cheeks were also killed at the mill?
Yeah, the halflings, right? That's
yes,
what the
yes.
watchman said.
Yes.
You guys got a demon problem here. And pretty soon we're gonna have a demon problem everywhere.
It's only getting worse. But enough of that. What can I get for you and your friends?
Just whatever you got. Like, they're so out of it. We could probably give them a tablecloth and they think they're eating cheesecake. So it's just something edible.
She goes into the back. She goes, I'll bring you something. Just go sit and relax. You look as bad as they do. I don't even know how you're on your feet.
I'm fine.
She goes back, and about 20 minutes later, she comes out with this huge platter of ham steaks and fried eggs and bread truncheons and bowls of stew and honeyed mead. And she's like, a good hearty meal will definitely help.
Yeah, you got all this done in 20 minutes? Like, you're like...
We were already working there as soon as others started coming in.
Yeah, you're true professionals. Okay, Clara, come on, let's go. Let's get you some food. Come on. And he's just going to dangle like pieces of ham over her head as she's just laying down. Like, here you go. Open wide.
Thank you. Ow,
so the rest of the evening passes as you're all being bandaged and tended to and eating. And Absu, you're still a bit out of it. You don't feel quite as nauseated as you did a couple of hours ago. And we're beginning to move into the night shift of the day. So mechanically, obviously, everybody, if you rest, you clear all your, if you sleep through the night, you clear all of visions, you heal all of your hit points, and you recover all your willpower. The only thing that won't be recovered is the severe injuries, and those will take up to 3 days. Is there anything that you want to do before you retire for the evening?
Not for Clara. Just eat and sleep.
So you're escorted back up to your suites, and you all fall into a deep healing slumber. You don't even move. You don't even remember falling asleep. And the next thing you hear is the sound of a rooster crowing, and you feel the dawn light coming through the windows of your rooms, and a new day is here. You're feeling better. Not Sue and Clara, you're not fully recovered, obviously, but everyone else is feeling good, all things considered. What would you like to do this morning?
I'd say be up and early, helping to heal any injuries that the little town took overnight. Like the people.
Sounds good. And you see Von Hill is, when you actually, she is not in the inn, and that's the first time this has happened. There's someone else behind the bar. Another young halfling woman. She's standing on a big box behind the bar. She goes, what can I get for you?
Just a simple meal.
Well, okay. Give me. I've never met a lizard folk before. What would you like for your simple meal?
Small fishes would be great.
Well, I'll see what I can do. She hops off the box and goes back into the kitchen. How about the rest of you?
I think Galahop's probably up early as well, since he didn't take any injuries. He probably, with Stormhand, I would say, ordered his usual bug juice and is just saying to Stormhand, like, maybe before Claire and Apsu come down, whatever it might be. And he's like, listen, man, like, we're getting stuck. This is like a rut. The longer we stay here, we're going to keep getting poked at. They're going to keep attacking us. To keep distracting us from, like, you know, the bigger mission. We're getting comfortable. We're eating this ham steaks and these fancy soups, and they're pampering us up, man. Like, we can't be sitting around anymore. We got to get out there. If we don't get out there, then, like, I don't know, man. It's all for naught now. Like,
no, of course, the plan was going to the Purple Flame Temple.
We should have been on the road yesterday. We were wandering around. You were reading your books, and Truly's trying to get a zombie dog. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
what the hell is a zombie dog? No.
I don't even know if it was really a zombie dog. I just think she thought it was. And then, I don't know. Clara was babbling about it. But, like, we gotta go, man. Like, we gotta, listen. Like, don't you?
Well, you said the preparations were made yesterday. Once the others wake up, you can start marching.
That's what I'm saying. Like, one of them thinks her mother is around here, and the other one, like, every time she, like, chuckles, she's in pain. Like, I don't know, man.
And at that point, that's when you actually see Clara and Absu coming down the stairs, and Clara is moving very gingerly, as if every step hurts. And Absu, your head still feels like it's about 5 times too big.
And she turns to Clara. Who are you again? You said we're friends.
Yes, of course. I am Clara. You are Apsu.
I know I am Apsu.
I did not know that you know that you're Apsu. I needed to check.
And I'm kind of playing it or thinking of it as, like, her long-term memory is great, like older memories, but her short-term is just sort of thrashed. So,
do you remember that we were fighting with a demon yesterday?
Yeah, I'm not. And she just kind of, like, grumbles at you, like, what do you think, I'm dumb? But she doesn't, and she just goes to the counter.
We were very brave. Hello, Stormhand. Did you eat breakfast already?
Yes, I've been up early helping the others.
Yeah, same. Listen, why don't you go ahead, the two of you get some food to get your strength up.
We'll set off when you're ready.
You
see
do
a
we
very
have to leave?
concerned look on Galahop's face when Stormhand says that.
Yeah,
Been
so
in town for days, shouldn't we?
I was thinking about that. So I was just going to say to Stormhand here, Glary, you're not really in any shape to travel. And I mean, Absu, like, maybe me, Stormhand, we get Truly. We get going. You can catch up later.
No, absolutely not. We have to do this together.
And he's like, just looking at, and you can tell, like, there's something he wants to say, but he's trying to be, like, respectful, so he's not.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. But, like, sometimes, you know, your friends got to look out for you. And, like, I know you want to help, but, like, worry that maybe you're going to slow us down a little bit.
That's clear that that's your concern. But there is safety in numbers. And with all of us, there are more numbers.
Yeah.
I'm not dead. It just hurts real bad. And
I tell you what,
probably not going to be able to lift my arm all the way up to hit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why would lifting your arm up to hit things ever be useful when we're going to the Temple of the Purple Flame to fight cultists and demons? No, you're probably not going to have to lift your arm up to hit anything.
Well, I know I'm going to have to. It's just going to hurt a whole lot and make me more injured. But I'm still going to do it. My eyes still work. I can still pay attention to things. I can still help.
And like Galahop just like, you know, he's got his armor on, kind of just gauntleted fists. And he just like kind of smashes it down on the table, like out of frustration. Sure. I'm going to go get everything ready. Enjoy your breakfast. And he gets up and he'll leave and he'll like kind of get, you know, the donkeys and all that kind of like, he's just so frustrated and he's going to step out and like start preparing to get ready.
When
Stormhand, he was really worried about you yesterday when you were still in here and we were out there and he didn't know if you were okay.
He's always worried about me. It's holding him back.
I think I don't take it personally. I think he just thinks that I'm going to get you killed, but I'm not. I'm going to be helpful.
You've always been. Now let me check on your injuries.
Okay.
So, Sir Galahop, as you walk out of the inn and are heading back towards the corral, you actually see Truly outside of the Three Stags Inn, and she's talking to another goblin who's on the back of a large wolf. They're speaking very quickly and in a language you don't quite understand. And then she looks over her shoulder and sees you, and she comes running up to you, covered in all of her clothes and her veils and everything. She goes, Sir Galahop, Sir Galahop.
You don't gotta call me sir. It's Galahop's fine. We're friends.
Shh. I want to impress him. If he thinks you're a knight, that'll be even better for me.
I mean, I am a knight.
That's what I said, Sir Galahop.
Okay, yeah, all right. What's up, Truly? What do you need? I'm glad to see you're awake. At least someone's taking this damn quest seriously.
Well, exactly. Listen. This guy over here, he says he can help me with something. And it's kind of important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave with him. And then I'm going to catch up to you guys on the road to the Temple of the Purple Flame. Should only take maybe a few hours, maybe a day. But we'll catch up. Okay?
You're leaving?
Well, no, I'm just taking a different route to get there, but I'll catch up with you.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
All right. Well, it was nice knowing you. Truly, you're a fun little goblin. I don't blame you.
No,
I don't
I'll
blame
be
you.
back. Listen, he's got a line on some other goblins. They got hit pretty hard, and although Jory wouldn't give me a dog, they might be willing to give me a wolf. And they're just outside the outskirts a little way. So I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go see if I can convince them to give me a wolf, and then I'll meet you guys on the trail.
So you're leaving because you want to go get a dog?
Yes. That mean Jory wouldn't give me one. And I mean, what's a goblin without a dog?
Yeah, sure.
Can you
whatever.
explain that to me? Okay.
Incomplete, I suppose. Yes. No.
Incomplete.
Of course.
That's
yes.
perfectly said.
What's more important than protecting the world from a demon invasion? Absolutely. Go get yourself a dog. No, that's fine. That's all right.
I knew you'd understand. She turns and runs back, jumps on the back of this.
Oh my God. I'm surrounded by freaking amateurs. He just like screams to nobody in the street. And he's just, you can tell like he's on his last nerve right now.
Absu comes out with a thing of bug juice. Stormhand said this would make you feel better. And for me to shut my mouth and help you with what you need.
Thank you, Absu. I appreciate it.
He said there's horses. I will go.
Yeah, the donkeys, I think, but whatever. Why don't you just go inside, let him take a look at you, make sure your head's still screwed on straight. I'll take care of it. And he starts to walk away, but then he turns around and he's like, but I will take that bug juice. And he reaches back, grabs it.
So, Absu, as you head over, you see Master Ulvar at the corral and Jory. And they're actually already packing your donkeys up for you with all of the goods that Clara had bought yesterday. And he also has an older riding horse. Might have even been used as a plow horse for a while. But he's leading it out too with a saddle on it. And he goes, I want to thank you for what you did for the town last night. Again, I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't killed that second demon. The first one took out the halflings and 3 watch guards. So, listen, I know you were kind of beat up. I know your friends were hurt. I'm going to loan you this riding horse so that you have an easier trip necessarily the whole way. I get monkeys packed with all flowers. So, good to go whenever you.
Think demons are a blight upon this earth world. And she like nods and thanks because she doesn't really remember entirely. Bits and pieces are coming back, but like not completely. And she does, take them all out to meet where Sir Galahop told her to meet him at.
As Clara and Stormhand doing in the inside the inn?
I think we're getting packed extra lunches as we head out. They've given us extra. We're ready to go.
I think that should hold us over.
You get outside. You see Absu with an older horse and 2 donkeys with all of their gear packed on it. You don't see True anywhere, but Sir Galahop is out there as well. It's still early morning. You still got the entire morning to travel if you want. You know vaguely that you need to travel out of the north gate, out of outskirts, and up Forested Trail that goes through some rolling hills, through these high grass plains and these small woods until you get back to the Kuma River. And then you have to cross the Kuma River and enter into the Magna Woods. And somewhere to the northeast in the Magna Woods is the Temple of the Purple Flame. And if you're looking at the map, it shows a trail there, but it's not really not like a wagon trail or anything. It's a game trail, essentially. Now, unfortunately, there is no actual map of this area, so you do not have a map to go with you. But you do have Absu's spyglass, so your Pathfinder rolls will just be flat. Is anybody riding the horse?
Oh, that's probably one of the injured people, I would think.
I would think so.
Yeah, probably Clara, right?
If Absu, you can take the horse if you want, but moving is a bit painful.
I can walk fine.
Okay, thank you. And she kind of gets up on the horse and kind of sees how much the kind of gait of the horse is going to be painful or not, but she thinks this will be better.
Yeah, it's a slow walk. I mean, the horse isn't going any faster than the...
We're leaving already, though. Where's Truly?
Yeah, about that. Truly said she had to go see a goblin about a dog. So she'll catch up with us.
And Clara just sort of looks down at herself and how injured she is and how she just talked you into letting her come with. And she's still going to do this despite how injured she is. And she's like, she said she went to get a wolf?
Yeah, she met a goblin. They were talking like a goblin. And apparently they got some extra wolves and she wants one. So she's going to go get a wolf. And then she's going to catch up with us somehow. So.
Oh, she's going to catch up to us. Oh, okay. Well, then we'll see her before we get there. Okay. I'm going to take a nap now.
Yeah. You might want to strap yourself into something if you're going to take a nap.
Oh, yeah. We'll do.
So that horse bolts. Go falling out of it and break your neck.
I don't need that. This hurts enough as it is.
Yep. Yeah, it does. I'm sure it does.
It really does.
You make your
How are you doing? You look hurt too.
Nope. I'm fine.
Okay. Clara dozes off.
So as you make your way out the north gate, Stoic, Sir Galahop, Clara on the horse, Absu and Stormhand, or with and the two donkeys. Who is going to be your pathfinder for this stretch of the day?
Stormhand, I think, probably.
What is the pathfinder roll?
It's a bushcraft roll.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay, yeah. So what it is, so every stretch of the day, you'll make a bushcraft roll. Since we don't have any maps, that would normally be at a bane, but Absu is able to give you her spyglass, which will allow you to get boon. So it's just going to be a flow bushcraft roll.
Okay. I have a 12 in bushcraft.
Not bad.
I rolled it with the boon on accident.
Oh, damn it.
Normal would just be 8. It's still a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're making your way east up through these kind of rolling plains, across these hills, and is able to really easily follow this game trail, figuring that since it's a game trail, it's more than likely to a source of water, and know that the closest real source of water is the Kuma River, which is what you need to find to cross. So the morning passes without incident. We find ourselves slipping into the afternoon after a quick stop for lunch. That brings us up to food. Every day you have to eat one ration of food. You guys purchased some food, so that would be food for the four of you plus the two donkeys. So that's 6 rations a day. But of course, you can also hunt and fish during one shift of the day if you'd like to. So the stopping for lunch is more of a flavor stop for lunch. You'll tell me when you guys actually are going to spend your rations. But then you proceed on into the afternoon. The hills are getting a little less frequent, and the grass is getting a little higher. There are woods off to the west and the northeast, and the sun. With the angle of the sun, it's starting. You're starting to get a little shaded in the afternoon. Go ahead and make another bushcraft roll for me.
All right. Got a 15.
Do you want
That
to
is
push
not
that?
good. Yeah, let's push it. I'll go with some exhaustion. We'll just
All right. You're so
push it through the high
focused on it,
grass.
you're just pushing your way through, trying to find the trails, getting a little weary.
Got a 9 that time, so it'll pass.
So you have to backtrack a couple of times, and you're hacking through some of this high grass, but you're able to find the game trail again, and continue to take the party in the right direction. You're fairly certain. So the hours on the road are beginning to get eaten up, and then you come across in the high grass 3 dead humans, and they're hanging from a tree, a relatively low, thorny tree off the side of the road. They're all wearing black robes.
Got something here.
What do you do?
What is it? So I like to think Galahop's probably been he's got like the donkeys or something on a rope, and he's been like leading them, keeping an eye on Clara and Apsu while Stormhand's like doing the bushcraft rolls. What is it?
I think a couple of humans that's strung up in the tree.
Like good humans or bad humans?
From their clothing, adorned in black robes. These are the cultists we've been hearing about.
Yeah. How high up are they?
They're not high up. Like, this is a relatively low branch. They're tied off and hanging by their ankles, and their bodies are draped down. The tops of their heads are literally scraping across the ground. So the branch is maybe 6-7 feet up. As you look closer, you could tell that they're in these black robes, and they were killed with a sword. Somebody sliced and diced them pretty well. Anybody who wants to take a closer look at them can give me a spot hidden check if you want to get some more information about them.
I have a pretty good spot hidden.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Absu's gonna try. She's gonna stand off there, kind of looking at them, poking at their skin.
I love it.
Oh man!
Wow.
5.
So both of you notice an odd mark on each one of these corpses' bodies. But Absu, you recognize it as the mark of Sathmog, the demon lord. So you are right in thinking these are more than likely demon worshipping cultists that have been killed by the sword. The bodies are still relatively fresh. They really started to putrefy. You're seeing a few like bot flies and a few maggots, but they're not bloated yet or anything. And you could still smell the stench of the feces and urine as their bowels evacuated during death. So there maybe 5 hours were killed, maybe 5, maybe 6 hours ago. So while you were on the road, they were probably being killed.
Absolutely. You're saying they're slain.
Yes.
Then we have potential allies out here.
Or potential conflicts to be true, but we are not worshippers of. And she spits on their bodies. Sathmog, the demon, and she'll just kind of like shake her head, and she doesn't do anything to like do with the bodies, nor because previously she has taken the time to bury them and pay proper respects, but since they worship demons, all they get is spit from Absu, and she's heading back to Sir Galahop to get back on her way.
I like it.
Claire's been sleeping on the horse the whole time, so when someone wakes her up, she's just getting some shut-eye.
I like it. So you continue past the hanging tree, and the rest of the afternoon passes uneventfully. It's starting to get into the evening. The sun is nearing the horizon. You've still probably got 2 hours of daylight ahead of you, but you are definitely into the evening now. These are your options. Mechanically, you could continue to force march this third shift of the day, which would make all of you exhausted. And if you're already exhausted, you'd have to take a different condition. And you would get a little further along in your journey, or you can stop here and make camp, or hunt or fish or do those healing checks to reduce the time that Clara and Absu would have to worry about the severe injury. It is up to you.
Let's take the first day slow. Got some injuries.
Yeah, all right.
So you find a nice spot, a small copse of trees on a hilltop, fairly defensible. One side of the hill is pretty much a sheer cliff. The other is a slope up. The grass around the hill is fairly low, so nothing can easily come at you. And you're able to unpack your supplies. Now we get to the camping rules. And again, this is a bushcraft check. Now, you guys did buy a large tent. So normally when you're camping, every individual has to make a bushcraft roll. And if they don't have sleeping furs, it's with Bane. However, since you have a large tent, only one of you needs to make the bushcraft roll. And as long as that bushcraft roll succeeds, everyone else will sleep comfortably in the tent. So who wants to make the bushcraft roll? And I will say this, you can be aided by somebody else. So that would give you a boon on this check.
Oh, could I aid Stormhand?
Absolutely. So Stormhand, you have just make a bushcraft roll with a boon to set up your camp and set up your tent and get everything positioned and oriented properly.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, I got a 7.
Oh yeah. So Stormhand and Absu quickly put up the tent. They hobble the donkeys. They get the supplies off and into the tent. It's still relatively early in the evening. What would you all like to do? You could do healing checks. You could hunt. You could fish.
Yeah, I'll give the 2 injuries healing checks. Get those going.
Okay. Do you have bandages?
Yes.
I don't have any, but you guys have? Okay.
Yep, I have 10.
I have 20.
So mark off the bandages. Oh, okay. You got 10 bandages. Mark off 2 sets of bandages. Whomever wants to mark those off. Stormhand, go ahead and make a flat healing check for each one of them. Now, technically, you're only supposed to be allowed to do 1 healing check on 1 individual per shift, but that seems a little crazy to me. So I'm going to go ahead and let you, because this is all you're doing for the shift, is setting up the camp and then doing these 2 healing checks. So, basically for 6 hours, this is what you're doing.
Okay. First one's for Clara. A 3, so that's a pass. Yeah. Next one's Absu.
I feel like you unpacked the wound and repacked the wound. And
yeah, you're draining some of the blood out of some of the surface bruises. And you want to push that?
Yeah, I can push that. Let's do sickly. I'm getting some of her blood on me. It's making me a bit sick.
Oh dear.
8 will pass.
Oh yeah, you're fine. So, and you're working with Absu, and you're helping her. You kind of actually go in and you snap her neck a little bit and realign it a little, and you actually your head's moving a little easier now, Absu. You're feeling a little bit better. So you're reducing the amount of time that you're going to be suffering from these severe injuries. So if you get another successful healing check tomorrow, the severe injuries will be gone.
Looking good.
So Clara and Absu and Stormhand are pretty much during the evening. Their evenings have been settled. Sir Galahop, what would you like to do in or around the camp?
Is there like a stream or a pond close enough to the camp where I could maybe try to do some fishing?
Yeah. There's small ponds in and around. They're not on the map, but there's absolutely.
Yeah. So he hasn't done this in a while. Like, this isn't really his thing. But I think he just needs some time away from these people to himself. And so whether he succeeds or not is not the point. I think it's just the ritual of the process. And he did get a fish. I do have a fishing rod. So I'm just going to wander over and I'm going to attempt a hunting and fishing check. I don't have a very good chance of succeeding, but you know what? Why not?
It's the experience that matters.
Exactly. And he's like mumbling to himself. He's just like, well, I'm going to die. Like they just like, they don't realize like, I'm probably going to die first because I'm the one who's got to get in the way of them all the time. It's ridiculous. And he fails. 18. It's nowhere close.
Okay.
18. Yeah.
So nothing bites, but it is somewhat calming as you're fishing. And you head back as evening is starting to come to a close. And now we are at night. And is everybody sleeping? Is somebody going to stand guard? Clara, we did say that you slept for half the day. So I would count that as a rest for you if you want to let everybody else sleep and stand guard. Or you guys can all just sleep and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'll take that. I've slept so much on that horse since I kind of got used to that rhythm, which put me right off to sleep. So if everyone else wants to sleep, I can stay awake. My eyes still work. And she has said that to Galahop earlier, like her eyes still work. So.
All right. If you hear anything, okay, like anything, just wake me up. Okay, don't go trying to be a hero or nothing. Just wake me up. That's the first thing you do. You hear something, you see something, something's wrong. You just wake me up. Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna sit right here, right next to you, so I don't even have to stretch to wake you up. I can just kick you a little bit, so I'll be right here. Like your bedroll is here, and
you kick him and he'll break your leg.
Okay, just be careful. I get a little jumpy when people wake me up. Sometimes, I like to keep a knife under my pillow and everything, and I just kind of cut out there just in case, more than once.
This is why you're such a good job at keeping Stormhand safe.
Yeah.
Yes. Good night.
So
anything.
Everybody gets bundled up in the tent. Since there was no successful hunting or fishing or cooking, subtract 6 rations for today from your party total. I'm not sure who's keeping track of that, but
whoever it is. Just do 5. I have a couple left over, so I'll just do my own stash for until I'm clear, and then I'll pull from there. So I'm gonna do
I have 2 myself, so I'll take 1 off.
Okay, so 4 total off of the party's purchases. All right, I like it. Nothing happens. The evening passes uneventfully. It's quiet. You just fall asleep. Those of you who are sleeping to the sounds of insects and owl flying through the Clara, you see small fruit bats flying around, snapping at insects. It's actually an incredibly peaceful night spent under the stars. You wake up the next morning. You're able to quickly collapse your camp. restow everything on the donkeys, resaddle the horse, and you can head out if you're ready, unless there's something else you want to do.
I feel like when at morning time, Claire will just sort of like slowly tap Galahop on the shoulder. Good morning.
And he like jumps up and like he's got like the fist already to go. So he quickly kind of gets his fist.
Good morning. just good morning. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
I watched all night and everything's fine.
Okay, any sign of Truly?
No.
You have not seen or heard any sign of Truly as of yet.
Yeah, who would have thought she's the smart one?
I mean, any of us might have thought that she was smart. She's pretty smart.
Wait, I thought Apsu was the one who got the concussion.
I'm gonna go get breakfast. I'm hungry.
As we're like packing up our stuff, Absu's doing like look around to make sure that the person who killed those cultists or like nobody's been lingering around us.
Are you just looking around on the ground, or are you flying up in the air?
She'll fly up in the air.
Okay, so go ahead and spend your willpower points to fly. Remember, everybody, you had a full rest, so you can either hit the rest button on your character sheet, or you can just clear your conditions. But as you fly up, Absu, into the sky, you go up fairly high. You can see that the river is off in the distance, probably a day. You probably will get to the river crossing tonight at some point, but you don't see any bands of humans or anything else moving across the plains. You don't really see any other activity. You see a couple of large animals in the grass, but nowhere near where you're currently camped. So it seems like a pretty idyllic, peaceful, pastoral sort of morning.
And she'll land down next to Galahop and Stormhand. Looks like we are about a day away from the river.
You see anything while you're up there? Like any the travelers, dangers or something like that?
There were some big animals, but they were not nearby.
Okay, what kind of animals we talking about? We talk like bears or something?
You would say they looked more like some sort of large quadruped sauroids of some sort. Like, not dragons, wingless, like a lindworm or something like that.
Like lindworms, maybe?
Oh, okay, sure. Like wingless dragons. Got it. Yep. Okay.
So we're gonna avoid that.
We're certainly gonna try.
They were off to the west, so you're heading to the northeast, so you should be okay.
We're going northeast, they were west. So as long as we do not get turned around, we will be okay.
Sure. We're gonna live forever. No problem.
Exactly. So same marching order, Claire on the horse, Stormhand pathfinding?
Yeah. Follow my lead, guys. I'll get you there.
So with spyglass in hand, you start looking for the best path to lead you towards the Kuma River. Go ahead and give me that bushcraft roll.
It's a 16. Not a good start. I'll go ahead and push again. Exhausted, nice and early.
Just didn't get a good night's sleep.
Okay, good. 5.
Ooh.
Once again, you start off, you come down the hill, you're looking around. It takes you a little while to find the path, longer than you were expecting. And everybody else is still up on the hill waiting. But you finally, you find it in the grass, and you see this game trail, and you're able to start leading everybody off through the morning. It's hot out. As the sun fully starts beating down on you guys, you feel it. Not to the point where you're sweating like mad fools, but it's uncomfortably warm. Mosquitoes are flying around. They're not really bothering Galahop or Stormhand, but they are attracted to Clara and Absu. So you find yourselves, your tail swatting, your hands swatting, your wings fanning in an attempt to keep the mosquitoes away.
Galahop's just having snacks.
That's all he's doing.
I love it. And throughout the morning, you see nothing. You see no one. You see no large animals. And once again, you continue on. You find yourselves moving into the early afternoon hours. Stormhand, you realize you might be getting a little off trail, so you need to kind of reconnoiter again and try to refine the path. So go ahead and give me that bushcraft roll.
And Clara is sleeping again.
Mm-hmm.
So because she slept and then she was healing and then she was up and then so now she's going to try to rest.
I like it.
12 is a success.
Okay. And you quickly find the trail again. This time there was no real issue in it. It was just curving off to the northeast. You were started to follow a branch of this game trail that was heading off towards the west, but you knew that couldn't quite be right, so you found the right one. And the day is beginning to cool down a little bit as the afternoon drags on. You hear donkeys braying, but other than that, nothing happens. As the afternoon passes by and you find yourselves getting a little tired, the donkeys are slowing down a little bit, getting a little more stubborn as the heat has gotten to them a little bit too. As you find yourselves late in the afternoon, you can see the Kuma River. They're no more than 100 yards away from the river. So you've made good time getting here. What would you like to do at this point?
Had a pretty easy day. Shall we push our luck?
So where are they in terms of their injury recovery?
They would need one more successful healing check, and then after that, they would be recovered.
Maybe we don't push it while they're in their current state.
Clara, Absu, how are you feeling?
Claire's asleep, so
We've made it to the Kuma River.
okay. I'm still kind of hurting a bit. Absu, are you still hurting a bit? Maybe we get one last good healing in before we go across?
Yes, Karen, I do remember who you are and that we are friends.
I'm so very glad, Absu. Small correction, my name is Clara.
Absu knew that, and she turned
Right, Absu. Let's help put up camp.
I think we should rest.
Okay, I will do.
Claire looks back to both of them.
And you find an area here near the river where other people have obviously camped in the past. So you find a good place to put up your tent and everything. So Stormhand, with Absu's assistance, why don't you give me that bushcraft roll with a boon?
Plus,
Let's see if you can make camp.
If we stay and we make camp, that gives the little one time to get back with us with the dead
This is true.
dog.
Right, we don't want to outrun Truly.
The
The boon gives me a success.
So you succeed in setting up the tent and hobbling the donkeys and getting all the gear set up. So you're doing that at the beginning of the evening. Clara and Absu are sort of assisting you. Would you like to try healing checks on the two of them again to deal with their severe injuries?
Yeah, I can do that.
I will,
Do we need bandages again? 2 more.
Yep. 2 more bandages. Got it.
Let's go Absu first this time. 11 is a pass.
All right. So, Absu, you're starting to actually feel much better. Under Stormhand's healing touch, you're feeling more like yourself. Your short-term memory is snapping back into place. Everything is actually kind of firing. You no longer feel that kind of sickening pressure, like pounding against the inside of your skull. And you're fairly certain that by nightfall, you'll be fully recovered. So mechanically, you're no longer suffering from your severe injury.
Nice.
Nice.
And then for Clara, an 8 is also a pass.
Oh, wow. So, and the same for you, Clara. These bruises are starting to fade. The bandaging that he's been doing has really made a difference. You're moving a lot easier. You don't feel that weakness and that ache and pain in your muscles any longer. And much like Absu, you feel that as nightfall is settling in, you almost feel back to yourself. So you are no longer suffering from your severe injury either. So that takes care of the three of you during the evening. Galahop, what are you doing while Stormhand is tending to Absu and Clara?
Yeah, so he'll say, Claire, you're gonna be all right keeping a watch tonight. Did you get enough sleep today?
I did. And Stormhand did such a good job. I think by tomorrow I can lift my hand and swing it at something if I need to.
You fill me with just so much confidence. And then like he's gonna grab his fishing pole and he's gonna see if there's like any little like probably not the full river. That's probably too much for him. But if there's like some little stream, tributary, something like that, he'll look for that.
Well, there's some areas where like there's some small little like fishing holes that are like from the river, and there's a few little small streams, tributaries feeding in. That you can easily find a place to just do some relaxed fishing.
Okay, here he goes. Here we go again. Here we go. So close. Oh, that's a fail. You know what? I'm going to push just for fun and say I'm going to be disheartened because I think that's pretty fair. He's pretty...
After 2 days of fishing, not catching anything, I'd be a little disheartened.
Sucks at fishing. Everyone's nearly dead. Nope. No, even worse. No. It's an 18 again.
So nothing is biting, and you're beginning to think maybe it's the bait you're using. Maybe whatever it is that you're baiting this hook with just isn't pulling things in, because you can see fish swimming, and they're just like they swim around your fishing line and they just swim off, almost as if to give the fishy finger to you.
Yeah,
but
jerks.
But it begins. Full night begins to fall. It becomes a little too dark to fish as you make your way back to the tent. You see Stormhand has just been finishing up with Clara. And what are you guys doing as night falls?
As we eat dinner, Absu's sitting there and she like turns and she looks at everyone around the campfire. Where's Truly?
She's getting a dog.
She abandoned us for a dog?
She said that she's going to catch up with us with a dog.
Okay. Right.
Or a wolf, maybe. I don't know.
And that's kind of when you guys see like the light like kind of come back to Absu's eyes in a more familiar way. And she goes and she gets out of her notes and, we're at the river? We're making good progress, but we're still behind the extra group that went ahead of us. Okay, we'll have to move faster tomorrow.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Certainly could have. Never mind. I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Just wake me up. This problem, Clara.
Yes. I've got my spot. I've dug a little depression right next to your bedroll, and I'll just be sitting right here. And if anything happens,
well, I think he's sleeping in a tent, and you might be outside the tent, and so you might just be like at the side of the tent where he's sleeping, and then you'll just like smack him or something like that through the tent. It's probably how it is.
Yeah.
But a good hole. That's a fun hole. I hope you have fun with it.
As you're kind of like laying down, she like just kicks a little bit through the tent. Yep, I can reach you. I can reach you if I need you. You see her like a leg is just kind of like.
That's my pack. That isn't even me.
Oh, well, then I need to reposition because that's not going to do any good.
All right, you sure your eyes are still working?
They are. And so she like rotates around a little bit. Is this you now? And she's like kicking through the tent
that's
a little
me.
bit.
That's Stormhand.
Oh.
We were thinking the same thing.
She rotates again. And she's kicking a little bit harder this time. Is this you now?
Absu yelps.
Yeah, you just hear.
Just this horrible comic routine.
Oh, and so she like comes in, she like rips the tent open and looks, you've been moving. And she's like, okay, I know where you are now.
And then she goes and lays down.
I love it. So everyone falls asleep except for Clara, who is keeping an eye on things. Clara, why don't you give me an awareness check?
Don't forget to mark off rations too, whoever's doing the inventory.
Oh, yeah. 6
again.
total.
Because I'm doing one for my personal, I think.
Do 3 because I'm
one.
using my one final personal.
Okay. So 3 off the group. Stormhand, Galahop, and Abs who are using their own.
Okay, and I am doing, sorry, you said awareness?
Awareness, yes.
I just saying since I am keeping watch, I am taking off my helmet so that I do not take the bane.
Makes sense.
All right,
And
there we go.
Is a pass.
So about 3 hours before dawn, you hear this horrible, bestial, and yet almost human-like howl from above. And you hear the sound of wings, leathery wings, snapping and flapping. But you don't see anything. You hear the yowling howl 2 more times over the next hour. And then it fades off. And then dawn of the 3rd day of what you believe will be 4 days of travel to get to the Temple of the Purple Flame. Now you find yourselves at the Kumar River. And although the map shows that there's a bridge there, it's not actually a bridge. It's large stepping stones. And it looks a little treacherous. I mean, the river is pretty wide here. And it could take the better part of the morning to get across it completely. You don't know how deep it is. And there will be some difficulties with the donkeys. So how would you like to proceed?
How long were we allowed to keep the horse for? Because you kind of were breaking up when you were telling me about that.
Oh, you're welcome to keep the horse until you get back to Outskirt.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was one of those situations where he's like, yeah, and if you just tell him to head home, he'll head home.
No.
Gotcha.
You've got it until you come back to Outskirts. It's obviously an older horse. You almost got the impression that Ulvar was thinking, if this horse never comes back, but it helps you get where you're going, it's worth it, kind of.
Gotcha, yeah.
Take some time to go up and down the river, find maybe like a shallow spot that can get the horses and donkeys over.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a bushcraft check. Just a flat bushcraft check.
10 under 12 is a success.
Nice. So you go northwest a little bit. It takes you a couple hours, and you find a good spot where actually the river necks down to fairly shallow, easy fording. You think that you could actually walk the donkeys and the horse through. But it'll take you a couple hours to get back to everybody. And then by the time you get to the river and cross it, your morning will be over. If that's how you want to approach, if that's how you want to proceed. But you'll be able to ford the river without any kind of rolls.
Yeah, we can spend the morning shift getting it over safely.
So
Makes sense. Be cautious.
takes you a few hours. You travel along and you find the ford that Stormhand located earlier in the morning. And you're able to cross back over. You now find yourselves on the edge of the Manga Woods. And you need to backtrack back to the east for a while to where the original crossing point was, and then head northeast, you think. You could just cut straight through the woods right here, but it looks incredibly dense with the underbrush is thick and thorny, and it's almost like night as you look into the manga woods already. And it's not even lunchtime yet. How would you like to proceed? Do you want to backtrack along the river, or do you just want to cut through the forest?
We can take a shortcut here if we cut through.
Well, we have been traveling slow and not pushing ourselves while Absu and I were healing. So, Stormhand, Galahop, if your preference is to take this shortcut, I would understand.
Your wound should be mostly healed. I think we can risk a little shortcut.
And she like stretches her arms a bit and she's like, yep, I've got full range of motion back. Thank you.
I like it.
Could I assist with the pathfinding or bushcraft roll by flying up and getting like an overview?
Bushcraft is a one-person roll.
Got it.
Just so they don't kind of stack it mechanically. I mean, realistically, yes, that would make a lot of sense. But mechanically, it's just the one individual making the Pathfinder check.
Okay. Understandable.
Does it have to be me the entire time, or can I pass it to
it could be anybody who wants to do it.
So, Absu, if you're willing,
I've got,
I can just let you do the bushcraft.
Yeah, I can try. I've got 15.
So it's a Bane going through the manga woods.
Got it. Okay. Because we can't use the spyglass. Correct. Okay. Yeah, I'll rip it.
And it's difficult terrain. Well, actually, it's not because you can't use the spyglass. You would normally have a Bane because you don't have a map, and then the spyglass gives you a boon. But this is difficult terrain, which also gives you a Bane. So you've got a net of one Bane.
Got it. Okay. So we're just gonna do one Bane. Still succeed. 11.
It's great. So you push through into the manga woods. You're able to move people around these thorny bushes, and you find a very, very, very slight game trail. And once you get the donkeys on it, they start moving a little easier, and the horse starts moving a little easier. You're able to wind your way back to the northeast through the woods throughout the afternoon. Let's see if anything interesting happens this afternoon. So as you're going through, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You hear a high-pitched cry for help echoing through the tree trunks. What would you like to do?
There's someone in this tree?
You hear it. It's off. It's off in the forest. It's a little ways away. You can hear the direction that the screaming is coming from.
You guys hear that?
Yeah. Like, are they screaming? Is it just like screaming, or like screaming for help, or
they're screaming for? You hear a high-pitched, shrill voice screaming for help.
It could be truly.
So Galahop's, be like, we did take a wide turn. Okay, so like he'll get the fist ready. Like, let's go. You okay?
You're right.
Ready?
Let's go.
Yep.
Claire's stretching. I'm good.
So you do go crashing through the woods, and in fact, you do see a group of these black-robed cultists, you assume, wielding scimitars, and you see 2 goblins chained to a log. One of them, the male that you recognize, Galahop, from Outskirts, Gabo, is the one crying for help, and chained next to him is Truly. She's been severely beaten and she's gagged, and it looks like they may have broken her fingers. It's hard to tell, or they've corded her fingers so she can't manipulate them, but she is unconscious.
Yeah, Galahop leaps into the fray, like literally with his frog-like leap.
Yeah.
So the cultists did not hear you coming because they're focused on their captives. So you get the surprise here. And since you're leaping from a distance, I'm going to let that carry over. You don't have to roll your stealth check or anything with the Banes. Do you get a
there ain't no way I was
boon
going
on
to
this
pass that.
attack?
Okay, sweet. All right, so yeah, whichever one is closest to Truly is probably the one that he is going to swing at. Okay, so he just leaps in and he just smashes down. That's a success with a 6.
Okay, roll some damage.
I will burn my willpower to get my extra point of damage, extra die damage. I mean, 15 points of damage.
Okay, so what happens is you guys see Galahop leap towards this group of cultists. You land on one and you feel his spine shatter as you drive him to the ground. And then you lay around you with your fist. And it's almost like you're striking bags of blood as these cultists explode from the fury of your blows. These are just normal humans. And you've been carrying some pent-up rage with you for a while.
Very much.
Yeah. And you kill them all quickly. And you don't even recognize how you do it. And you come out of this almost blood rage, this berserker attack covered in cultist blood and viscera and brain matter. And you just see this. The first thing you see is this little goblin, Gobbo, looking up at you, shrieking, "Not me, not me, not me."
Quiet. Stormhand. And he's going to yell like angrily at Stormhand. Get up here. Check on Truly. And then he's going to just like rip the chains or the whatever it is that's like whatever they're chained. I think it is.
They're easily able to tear the chains.
He's just going to try to rip that free.
Log.
Yeah.
And
so he's just going to try to
shatter this log around them and pull these chains off. And Truly just slumps to the ground unconscious.
I'll take a look on Truly.
Okay. Give me a healing check.
Lara, we need bandage, and Absu will bring one over.
Oh, yes. Got it.
Got it too.
So looking at her, she's been battered into unconsciousness. Her hands have not been broken. They basically wrapped cords around her fingers to force them into like claw-like configurations so that she could not make any mystical passes. Her jaw is bruised, particularly from this large piece of wood that they forced into her mouth, but it is not broken. She is unconscious.
None of her fingers is broken. She is unconscious, but breathing.
She must rest.
And you feel based on... You would say based on your healing check and your assessments that you figure if she rests for 12 hours or so, she'll probably be fine. It's more just total physical exhaustion and battering that has her down, as opposed to any actual significant injury.
Goblin there. What happened to you?
We were coming on our wolves. I got her a wolf from my friends, and we were on your we weren't far behind on your trail coming up, and then we got waylaid by these cultists, and they drove our wolves off, and we tried to fight them. And Truly, she was throwing fire around and everything. She killed a few of them. There was like twice as many that hit us, but then they knocked her out. And well, I'm not much of a fighter myself. I just train wolves, so they took us prisoner. They said we were going to be sacrifices to Sathbog. They were taking us to some place called the Temple of the Purple Flame.
That's where we're headed.
That's what Truly said.
You come across anyone else?
I mean, I was unconscious myself for most of the day yesterday, but no, I didn't see anybody else. They said that there were other cultists ahead of them already preparing the way, but I don't know.
Can you find your way back, or would you like to stick with us?
Oh, no. no. You all go right ahead. I can definitely find my way back. You tell Truly if she gets back to outskirts, I'll have a wolf for her because she saved my bacon with those cultists, and so did you.
She'll be glad to hear that.
Galahop, meanwhile, is like trying to extract the bodies of these cultists from the robes as best he can to see if any of the robes are salvageable. And he just like looks back. They could be useful. And so he's just doing what he can. They might not all be salvageable. He's going to see if he can get any of them that like aren't too ruined that we could potentially use at some point.
Give me a crafting check.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I will be happy to do a craft check. Thank God. I've been doing like hunting and fishing, which is like a 5. Like the crafting's 15. I'm much happier with crafting. 7. Yes, I'm good. Okay.
7? Okay. Give me a D6 roll.
All right. Here we go. 4.
You're able to salvage 4 robes and clean them up to the point where they look serviceable.
Just in case maybe we sneak in something or other. I don't know. I'm not much for sneaking, but
it's good thinking.
Good idea.
Maybe the 4 of you put them on, say you're taking me captive or something. I don't know.
So the afternoon is wearing on and evening is falling quickly. You were able to travel on another couple of hours with Truly's unconscious body, I'm assuming strapped to the horse or being carried on the horse with Clara. What would you like to do as evening approaches?
So what shift is this?
This would be the evening shift. So you've traveled for 2 shifts today. You traveled through the morning. But you did not get as far as you were anticipating because you had to find a better ford across the Kuma River. And then you've made your way through the Manga Woods where you think you picked up some time. And now it's getting into early evening.
I think today is the day we push ourselves.
I think that's fair because Truly needs to sleep anyway. So if we keep moving while she's sleeping, then hopefully it'll all work itself out.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and push yourself for the 3rd shift of the day. Everybody take the exhausted condition as you make your way deeper into the Manga Woods. But you're at the point as night is approaching that you are literally falling off of your feet. The donkeys are refusing to go any further. They're hungry. They're tired. Truly is softly snoring. What would you like to do?
And we can only do that pushing thing once.
Oh yeah. You can only push once during a day. You have to rest now.
As far as the animals will go.
Otherwise, and if you don't actually rest tonight, then you would be sleep deprived tomorrow.
See.
So if we need to sleep, and we all basically need to sleep because we don't want to be sleep deprived.
Right.
Can we take some extra precautions when setting up a camp this time and set up like some kind of noisemaker thing around the perimeter, like, some of our cooking utensils or whatever it might be, and try to set up like some little traps or stuff like that, or just some warning system?
Absolutely. If you're going for like a warning system, I would say a crafting check for that.
I'll tackle that one.
Okay. So somebody still needs to set up the tent.
I'll set up the tent if Stormhand wants to do something else to help.
Okay. I'll assist you for a boon.
Well, I don't know if you want to do like a trap or something else.
Or maybe I'll do the hunting this round.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you guys don't have time to hunt.
Okay, there's
basically
no time for it.
Have to set up camp and go to sleep. That's all you've got time for.
So up to you. Do you want to assist or?
Yeah, I'll assist you this time since you're nice and healthy.
Okay. So you get a boon.
Which, thank God.
Lucky there. So it's it's not going really well because it's so dark here in the woods. It's so much darker than it would normally be in the evening. And you're all tired. I mean, you're exhausted, so you're a little bit more clumsy than you would normally be. But you eventually get the tent up. Galahop, how'd you do on your crafting check?
Rolled another 7. So yes, that's another 7. Success.
So you're able to set up these kind of trip wires with some pots and pans and cutlery that if anything comes crashing through the camp, you should hear it and be able to react relatively quickly, you think?
And Absu's actually nervous because we're not going to have a technical guard. So she's going to fall to her weakness and she's going to have to sleep outside the tent. And she'll nestle up in some tree or something up above us.
Fantastic. I think that makes sense. So you all fall into an exhausted slumber. Absu, since you're outside of the tent, give me an awareness check with Bane.
Okay.
Actually, with a double Bane. Sorry.
Double Bane. Okay.
Double secret Bane. No.
Got it. Got it.
Not gonna get that joke.
Oh,
I get the joke, the reference, double secret probation, but they're not gonna get it.
I'm not.
I was just hoping you would.
I'm gonna. I'll push it.
Okay.
On
Push
double
it.
Bane.
What do you get?
You're pushing
Yeah,
on
no,
double
you're
Bane.
Right, you're right.
This is how you get all of the
This is
conditions.
exactly how I get them all.
This is
Yeah, no.
mathematically an unwise choice.
I'm not pushing.
All right. Hold on for a second. So this catches you by surprise as you're sleeping up in the tree as a large creature comes leaping into camp. The alarms go off, so you guys aren't surprised, but you were asleep. So it gets a turn to act, and it gets to act first. So go ahead and everybody put yourself in the combat tracker.
I got you.
Thank you, sir. And the camera actually gets reset to 1.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I just looked back at my notes. I realized I was missing a page of notes, and I have a really big note. Dagger needs repair. Oops.
Oh, that's a shame. I could have done it before we left.
Oopsies.
I mean, I could have. I don't know if I would have. But
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not.
yep. Who knows?
We'll
Don't
never know
forget,
now.
we're all exhausted. So if you're punching or hitting stuff like with the strength, strength stuff, like that's Bane. Bane
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Ye-
And you will not be rested after this. So tomorrow, unless you choose to rest for another, like the morning, you will be sleep deprived. As we begin, it's ugly. The Chimera comes in and is going to attack. Holy fuck, a duck. So there are 3 of you in the tent. And so what I'm going to do is 1, 2, Sir Galahop, 3, 4, Clara, 5, 6, Stormhand, 7, 8. It doesn't hit anybody because it's attacking through the tent and it just gets some of your gear. Okay, Galahop, you're startled awake by the sounds of something trampling through, and you hear this horrible roar, and you feel your tent just being crushed beneath the weight of something immense as this creature comes through. It's got the head of a lion, and right next to it, the head of a goat, and its tail is actually a great serpent. And the goat's head slams into your body as the lion bites down on you. And then the fangs of the snake sink in.
I'm going to shield block. Yeah. I'm going to attempt to parry and use my shield block. Otherwise, that's going to kill me.
yeah, it's
going to one-shot everybody. So, yeah. Okay, so let me roll my...
Good night.
Thingamajig. All right, so this is just a compare a physical amount, and this doesn't eat up my action either. Okay, I rolled 2 8s, so that's an 8 for my.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So, because you were warned by your early warning system, give yourself, in fact, a bonus experience point for thinking of putting that up, because otherwise you'd be dead for sure.
I hope I get to survive to use it tonight.
You're able to roll and bring your shield up, and these 3 heads just slam against it, pushing against your body.
Nice.
But it is in the tent now with you. It has shredded the top of your tent open and is thrashing around, looking for its dinner.
Give it the horse. Give it the horse.
Absu, you are just waking up.
Okay.
So you can either move or you can act, but you can't do both this round.
Would one of the people in immediate danger want to go right now? Like swap positions, or this is me offering if any of you guys want to move up. I mean, true, but I'm not in the tent
with you guys.
Yeah. I'm in the tree up above. I'm not in the tent. So I'm offering if one of you guys want to go before I go.
You can go. Someone needs to do damage to it, because I feel like I'm going to be spending a lot of my willpower just trying to protect people, because that's absurd damage. So like none of us are going to survive that. So
well, most of its attacks are not that bad. I just happened to roll the worst one.
Yeah.
So I can only move or do something.
You can only move or do something. So you could do a ranged attack. You could throw your trident, or you can fly down there or jump down there and be ready next round to engage with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can go ahead if you want, like, if you don't have something like range that you can do, like it's.
I don't think I would have brought up my crossbow, so I could throw the trident and then try and grab it. So I'll do that.
Okay.
I am exhausted, so that'll be fun. And again, demons continue to persist for me.
Well, make sure you mark that experience there, and roll your melee mishap.
I expose myself to the enemy, who gets a free attack that I cannot dodge or parry.
Okay, so you're leaning out of this tree and throwing it down, and this, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens here. The snake tail whips up and bites you. And you take 6 points of damage minus your armor. You've got armor now, right?
I have 6 armor.
You got 6 armor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you take no damage. Armor.
Ooh. All right.
The first for me.
Literally, been telling you guys the whole campaign to get armor.
I love it. So the snake comes up and bites, but your elven chainmail resists it, and the fangs just bounce off, and you're not affected by it. Your trident is on the ground next to this thing's body.
In this, since I can't move, can I try and do like a myths and legends or beast lore to see if I know any weaknesses of the creature?
Absolutely. Beast. It would be beast lore for this.
Okay. Oh, dragon. Or yeah, dragon. So
well.
one.
So go ahead and put that
I want it on the attack.
They're quick to move. They're fairly intelligent. So if they're seriously damaged, you've heard that a chimera is likely to leap away from battle rather than to fight to the death. I mean, it's a predator, a large predator. It's not a raving chaos beast. But you also know with its 3 heads, it's almost impossible to sneak up on.
Okay.
That's
so nothing she'd yelled to the group. Then it's obvious.
Well, you do know that you do know that its hide is a normal hide, like a normal lion's hide. So it's not armored in any way.
Okay. And then so she'll tell
no
that the body is not armored, even though that's really obvious to all of you guys.
Into the tent where this thing is like demolishing us. All we hear is. Yeah. Meanwhile, thanks. Thumbs up.
You guys are the best. And so the chimera, after having its snake bite reverberate off of Absu's chainmail, lets out this incredible roar from its lion's maw, and then you hear this goat head like bleeding and the hissing of the snake. I need everybody to make a will check to resist fear, including Absu.
Hey, I rolled a 1.
All right.
Nice.
A 3.
All right. You guys are doing good.
Yeah, 5.
Want to push that, Clara?
I do want to push that. I'm a little scared though.
That makes sense.
But I'm gonna.
I'd be a little scared too. I'd be peeing McKilt. Okay. So although these roars are almost, they are truly terrifying. But because you guys are big damn heroes and hard professionals, none of you are scared to the point that the fear is going to overwhelm you. Bring us to Clara.
Okay, so I don't know that I've had a chance to use this yet, so I'm still kind of working out the kinks. So is this thing, and maybe not because it's just one enemy, but I'm looking at my backstabbing ability. Mm-hmm. So I can activate the ability when making a melee attack against an enemy that is also within 2 meters of another player character.
Mm-hmm. Let me just double check backstab.
Just trying to see, like, it's probably generally intended for like multiple enemy. One of them's busy with somebody else, kind of a thing. But I feel like it's also within 2 meters of.
Yeah, you can use it. There's nothing in it that says it can't be used against monsters. So go for it.
Okay, so it can't be dodged or parried, and I get a boon on the roll.
You get a boon on the roll,
and the number of dice rolled for damage is increased by 1. So.
Yeah. Plus, it's an agility attack too, right? So you don't get the exhausted pain either. So that's good.
Sorry, let me look at that again real quick. Broken.
I really love the art for the chimera. And
yeah, I was looking at that. It's really, really cool. Like it's like a big goat, a lion, and a snake coming out of like the tail of the goat, which is pretty cool. There we go.
All right. Roll your damage.
And then I need another D8 on top of this.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. D10. Clara's doing damage.
Oh, that was so disappointing.
No,
No,
okay,
you need to roll a D10, not a D8, because your knife damage is
sorry.
a D10, not a D8.
7. There we go.
So much
So
better.
15 total.
15. So you slice deep into this thing's flank, and you get through the fur into the muscle, and you feel its left leg start to collapse a little bit from the damage. You definitely heard it.
So she's flexing and kind of moving all around and kind of using this dagger. And then she kind of looks to Stormhand and Galahop because they're going to be up soon.
And it whips around at you, Clara, after that. And it's the lion head whips around and bites down on you with sharp fangs piercing your kitty fur.
Yeah, that's the real bad one.
Yeah,
like,
I'm close enough to do my guardian though, right? I can use my guardian ability.
Definitely are.
I'll do my guardian ability and take the hit.
Okay.
Otherwise, for the audience, it's going to be 16 points of slashing damage. Because that, like 2d10 average will one-shot most of us, depending on our armor.
Yeah, and I think I can parry. Like, it's a ton of willpower. I'm dumping like a crap ton of willpower, but like I think I can do it.
Well,
right?
this first round you can't, because you guys only get either an action or a movement.
Not so me. My defensive ability doesn't consume an action. So I should be able to do this like at any point. So, I mean, you said we weren't surprised. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, you're not surprised, but you were asleep. So you can do it, but it will be, if you want to parry, it will be your action for this turn. Because you already did your free parry earlier.
But I can do it, but it's not a free parry. As long as I have the willpower, it literally says I can use multiple times per round as long as you have enough willpower.
But you said you wanted to parry too, right? You got your guardian ability, but then you said you wanted to parry as well.
I know, which is defensive. Defensive, I can attempt to parry an attack without consuming your action for the round. The bonus parry can be used at any time during the round. You may only try to parry the same attack once. This ability can be used multiple times per round
as
long as you have enough willpower. This is what he's built for. I mean, it's a ton of willpower I'm expending because I have to
no, you're good.
Do the willpower for guardian and do the willpower for defensive.
No, you're fine.
So,
Galahop spends willpower points like cash, just dropping all the willpower points.
Okay, I mean, I still got to make a test, so I still got to succeed, and I have a Bane on it. But
the dice.
17 is my worst, and that is a success for me.
Sweet.
Nice. So yeah, so he'll leap over and throw the shield up as best he can, and just try to smash away with the hammer.
I like it.
Or the
so you're
fist.
Able to parry the attack, and that brings us to Stormhand.
I'm assuming this is a monster.
It is.
I think it might be human. You should talk to it. Attempt to parlay.
I think the only ability that can affect monsters, in my case here, is lightning flash. So I'll go ahead and gesture at the sky to form a storm, bring down some lightning towards it.
Okay.
I'll do it at a power level 3.
Nice.
Nine on the animism roll, so it's a pass for me.
Excellent. Roll damage.
Damage is 46, totaling 11.
Sweet.
Nice.
So it's looking even more injured, but it's still up. And where did my combat tracker go? And that brings us to Galahop.
It's up to you. I mean, like the defensive thing is where I get. It's like my heroic ability. That's what's letting me parry basically for free. I mean, for free, like not spending an action. So it's up to you whether you want to say I don't have an attack action.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because it is. You spelled the willpower, you get to do it. I will say that I screwed up though. None of the monster attacks of the Chimera can be parried unless you've got a special ability that allows you to.
I do. Okay. I do have a special ability.
I thought you did. That's why I wanted to make sure before we go on. So no, you spent your willpower. You spent your willpower. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay, I'm just gonna swing at it. Try to counterattack. Here we go. I rolled another 17 as the worst roll, so that is a success. And then. I'll burn. I'm almost out of willpower. I'm almost out of willpower. But I'll spend the last one.
So fast.
It's I mean, that last shot would have one-shot you, so I think it was worth.
Oh my gosh, it would have. Like, I have 12, and it would have done 16 with its 2d10.
17 points of damage back at it.
And you shatter. You shatter down against this thing, and it yowls. It's still up, and so it's looking around, and it is going to try to evade and get out of here. So it leaps back, kind of out of the mess of the tent, successfully disengaging from everybody, and goes running / limping off into the woods, having abandoned its what it thought was going to be an easy meal, and actually turned out was going to be the death of it. And so, unless you want to pursue it,
no. Not at all.
Absolutely not.
We find ourselves at the end of combat. Thanks to Sir Galhop's amazing defensive abilities and his alarm system, you were able to drive off a Chimera without taking really any damage. So, well done. I thought that was going to be a lot harder fight than it ended up being.
Falls to the ground because he's exhausted. I used like 12 willpower or something like that in that fight. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much.
You were Steve Rogers in the elevator. You're like, bam, 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 bam. I think I had no chance. But
I can do that once. So the next fight, we're pretty screwed.
One huge flurry of blows. Behind the GM screen, it was down to 2 hit points from 42 hit points. So you guys,
you're so close.
Manhandled it. But it takes off into the night. However, the night has been disrupted, and it takes a while. Your tent has been destroyed. So we find ourselves in the morning where we were at, exhausted, sleep deprived, with a damaged tent. That's where we're going to leave it for tonight, as you guys decide whether or not you want to spend some time doing craft checks to repair the tent and then sleeping, or how you want to manage the day. You think you're probably no more than a day and a half away from the Temple of the Purple Flame at this point. And as you are trying to set everything right, Truly's eyes open and she lets out a large yawn, and she just asks you to be quiet so she can get some sleep. And that's where we will end it for tonight.
Nice.
Glad to have her back.
Yeah.
And Jeff, it's all back to you.
Yeah, so let's just close the plugs. What's going on over on the Garblag Games channel, Aaron?
So next week over on Garblag Games YouTube channel on Tuesday, you can find Pete continuing to run his Hyperborea game. It's a kind of an OSR, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, similar sort of game, set in a wild planet with some high science and high sorcery going on. Then on Thursday, Lewis will be back in the seat, continuing his One Ring campaign in Moria. So that should be a lot of fun. And then in March, we'll be back on Wednesdays finally for some Judge Dredd.
Right on. And isn't there like another Escape game coming? You were saying yesterday, something with other Escape.
Oh yeah. Once the One Ring is over, Ben is going to jump into the GM seat and run some other Escape. Me and Aldoon and a couple of others, Rob and one or two others, are going to be seeing what kind of world he's going to run. I haven't asked him yet, though. I don't know if we're doing, other Escape London or other Escape Tokyo or.
I'm really excited for Cairo. That's coming.
Oh God, that expansion looks amazing. I can't wait for that.
All right. As for us here, what are we doing? Tomorrow, you can catch some of us here playing through some Han Cluster, space sci-fi game coming to backer kit next month by our friend Tracy Sizemore. Uses Savage World System if you're familiar. Monday, we've got our own other Escape campaign down in Arizona Bay that Melissa, myself, and some others are running through. Tuesday, Kipser is not here tonight, but she'll be here on Tuesday because she has to contractually to run Barrels and Princesses. We don't have contracts. Thursday, next week, we got Swords of the Serpentine. And then Friday, we should be back next Friday. It's Steven's Friday, and we're doing some Magnus Archives. And speaking of Steven, go to huckleberryrpg.com, look up Huckleberry RPG over on Drive-Thru RPG if you like a cinematic action horror westerns, because he's got his own game that he's been working on, and it's pretty damn good, and you should follow it. But that's about it. I think we're good. So let's go ahead, and we're going to rate our friends over at Insomnia Night RPG. They are playing through Dungeons and Dragons Clash at the Cobalt Cauldron. So I think we rated their part 1 last night, so let's do their part 2. Have a great night. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Good night.
See ya.